All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another post-fight discussion video. All right, y'all, I want to get my post-fight thoughts on this one. Ashley Yoder versus Emily Ducote. All right, y'all, first off, I gotta say this, man. Scrap over strap. Scrap over strap, man. That's how it's got to be sometimes. If you know your chances for the title are far off, or if you know that your skills aren't on a contender status level and you want to stick around in the UFC, you got to put on a show. You got to put on a show for Dana White, because if you don't, he will cut you. He will cut you. If you go in there and you don't perform to a certain level and you unranked as well and you want a losing streak, shoot, you gone. Sometimes you don't even have to be on a losing streak. You know, if you just don't go in there and put on a good performance, a satisfying, crowd-pleasing performance, then you gone. So scrap over strap. That's what it's got to be sometimes. You got to go in there, scrap. You got to go in there, earn that money, and show why you deserve to be in the UFC. Because, again, if your skills are not on the level to get that belt, then you got to fall in line somewhere. Look at Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Look at fighters like Priscilla Cachoeira or even Molly McCann. Fighters like that, they can still earn a living because they have a fan base that comes to see their exciting fights, right? So you got to go in there and put on a show. And Ashley Yoder and Emily Ducote, they did that last night. I got to say their fight was solid, man, because these two fighters, they wanted to go in there and get it. I mean, there were some tit-for-tat moments where you couldn't really decide who was going to get this one because, Yoder was still landing on Ducote and vice versa. But when it came down to it, they both fought like they wanted it. Ducote, I felt like, had a better stand-up going into this fight. But Yoder, she definitely used that time off to sharpen her skills. I got to say that because I haven't really seen her throw down like this on the feet and throughout any of her fights in her career. She's usually on the ground because Yoder, she was in there getting it on the feet, man. She was using her range, using that left hand, and using some good movement. I was like, okay, dude, has she been training with Caitlin Chikagan or something? Because, she was popping that long jab off and, throwing them left hands down the middle, and she was sidestepping. She really stepped up her game, after that 2 years off. But at 3-7, she had to. At 3-7, she had to. She had to go in there and show a different level. I mean, she came up short, but I'm glad that she tried. Because the two things I will say about Ashley Yoder is that she ain't getting stopped and she ain't stopping, all right? She ain't getting stopped and she ain't stopping when she's in there, all right? She keeps on coming. You keep on hitting her. You keep taking her down or whatever. She'll keep on coming. The girl got heart. She will fight, all right? And Emily Ducote, I can say the same thing about her. She's a tough fighter. She'll take a shot to give a shot. She has some pretty good stand-up, pretty laser accurate right hands, the way she throws them. Sometimes the head is on the line too much. She'll take a few shots, but overall, I think she has some pretty good stand-up that just needs a little bit of polishing to move forward, because Ashley Yoder, like I said, she was landing some shots in this fight. She was building a little bit of a lead on her punches. It was just the fact that Ducote was landing harder combinations and doing more damage. That's what it came down to. But the first round, Ashley Yoder right away, she came out wanting to throw hands with Ducote. Like I said, I was a little surprised. She wanted to stand and trade some strikes. But Ducote, when she would close that distance, she started landing a harder right hand. She would step over and land that hard right hand. And Ducote, she was going to the body and to the head with the right hand as well. So Yoder, she was trying to shoot after that. That was the only time she shot. But, you could tell when she ate that first right hand that she wanted to try to shoot and take the fight to the ground. But she cut that out. She kind of canceled that out and just went back to striking. And she spent most of the round just trying to strike with Emily Ducote. But Ducote was timing her, landing the better right hands. Yoder, she wasn't really getting picked apart. She was just eating the more damaging shots. She wasn't getting picked apart, like she couldn't land anything. She was landing her jab in the straight left hand, because she's she's from the southpaw stance, so she landed that straight left hand down the middle. But Ducote, she actually ended the round with the takedown. She actually got the takedown in the first round to kind of top it off. Then the second round, Yoder, she started off being busy again. That side-to-side movement, trying to build up a lead, trying to blind Ducote with these little lighter strikes. But it was Ducote, again, just landing the better strikes and investing into the body a little bit more to open up those bigger right hands upstairs. I was surprised. I was surprised to see Yoder want to stand this long and have success, actually land on Ducote, because, you can see Ducote's face starting to turn a little bit of red from these shots. But like I said, when Ducote would turn it up with that right hand, that's where her opportunities came. She would land that hard right hand. She started closing those numbers up, a little bit more, the significant strikes, landing that left hook, throwing that in. And then there was a good little moment where I saw Ducote kind of switch southpaw. It was just a little subtle change where she switched southpaw, and Ducote lands that straight left hand that cut Yoder. It was just the way she stepped in, she just stepped in a little bit as a left-handed fighter, and then she cracked Yoder with a good left hand, and then she went right back to being orthodox. So that's how she was really building that lead, with those just tricky little moves and just damaging shots. Last round, these two let it all go. They just let it all go. You know, Yoder, she was landing on Ducote. She wasn't really hurting her, but she was still just kind of like popping these little shots off, you know, just staying in Ducote's face, staying in front of her. But it was Ducote landing the more effective strikes, you know, making Ashley Yoder back up. Ducote, she had the IQ, you know, to get in on the inside, get on the outside, and land, you know, different, just some different looks with her right hand. But I like how Ashley Yoder, she got that tie clinch at one point and just started landing some knees to the body, you know. So I'm glad that Yoder is finally, you know, starting to put it together with the stand-up. I hope it's not too late now, because, you know, she racked up another L in this one. But, yeah, overall, you know, Ashley Yoder, she fought a good fight. You know, she fought a spirited fight. But Ducote just came with angles with her right hand, landed like right uppercut, straight right hand, just busting Yoder's eyes up. You know, Yoder, she wouldn't stop letting go, though, you know, to the end. You know, I was waiting to see one of those Ducote right hands just lay Yoder out at one point, because the way she was like walking into shots, you know, she was closing that distance for Ducote, and then Ducote would just like snap her head back with these hard right hands. So I was waiting for one shot just to land and just to see Yoder on her back. But like I said, Yoder ain't getting stopped, man. She ain't stopping, and she ain't getting stopped. So I had the fight. I had a 30-27. I gave all 3 rounds to Emily Ducote. I thought she landed the more damaging shots, and, you know, just stayed in control with the more significant strikes. But Yoder made her work for it. You know, Yoder made her work for it again. So, yeah, moving on from here, I'm glad to see that Ducote broke the losing streak. You know, she lost her last 2 fights, so she's 2-2 now. You know, so moving on from here, you know, I still think she got to get in that work with more unranked fighters to see where she goes from here. Maybe a fight with Vanessa Demopoulos. That's a good style matchup. You know, striker versus wrestler. You know, and a wrestler that likes to fight. You know, one that's going to go in there and push the fight to Emily Ducote. So I like to see that happen next. Ashley Yoder, man, she's 3-8 now, but I hate to see her go like that, man, because she's been out for 2 years, and she really started turning it up. You know, she started to turn it up in this fight. Like, her stand-up's been looking better, and with her being out for 2 years, I think she deserves another chance, you know, to get back into the mix, because she fought harder than some of these other unranked fighters. Let me just put it that way. Even some of these other ranked fighters, you know, she fought hard and put on a show this time around. So maybe after she gets stitched up, they can give her one more go around against Kanako Murata or somebody like that, just to kind of see if she can turn it around one more time. Because, yeah, fighters like Karolina Kowalkiewicz, they went on a 5-fight losing streak. They were able to do it. I don't know if Ashley Yoder will be able to do it, but I think she can still put on another good fight, and maybe, you know, give one of these other girls some work out there. Because, again, man, this girl don't go in there and just lay down. She still fights even though she loses. But that's my thoughts on that one, y'all. It was a good fight, good opener. That's what we need sometimes in this WMMA world. We just need a good scrap. You know, even if it ain't about the strap, we just need a good strap. And we need a good scrap. That's all. But let me know y'all thoughts on this fight, guys. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.